I want to ask you what it is you think that companies are going to be paying you for. Every student who's studying to be a CA wants to earn the big money, wants to earn the salary. Whether they work for themselves, work for someone else, big companies, etc., you're in it for the money. You may love what you do, etc., and that's fine, but you want a big paycheck, okay? That's how it goes. Question: what do you think people are going to be paying you to do? Okay? And this is really important because this is what CTA is preparing you for, right? Do you think that companies are going to employ you and pay you a huge amount of money to give them the answer to stuff that they could find in a textbook? Do you think that companies are going to pay you a large amount of money to do stuff for them that they could find on Google? Do you think companies are going to pay you a large amount of money for something that their accounting system can do for them? Keeping in mind the incredible technological advancements and what the accounting systems are capable of doing these days, do you think that's what they're paying you for? No. Companies, people, are going to pay you the big money to try and help them solve problems that they can't solve for themselves. They are going to try and give you problems that they can't solve. Your job will be to solve the problems that aren't in the textbooks, that's not on Google, that haven't been seen before, that no one else can solve. Because if someone else could solve it, if it was in a textbook, that would be easy, right? People are going to come to you and say, please, can you tell me how this works? I've bought this thing. It looks like an asset. Can I put it in the books as an asset? I don't know what this thing is. They're going to come to you and go, can you tell me what to do with this thing that I just bought? I don't have an account in my accounting system for it. What is it? And they're going to expect that you're going to be able to solve that problem for them. You're studying as though you're going to be paid a lot of money to do difficult calculations. You're studying as though you're going to be paid a lot of money to do formats. You're studying as though you're going to be paid a lot of money to remember details. But in the real world, all the books are on your desk or in Google. In the real world, all the stuff that you think is so important, these intense calculations, are done by a computer. In the real world, what people need you to do is solve the problems that nobody else can. Wait a minute, this sounds awfully familiar. This sounds like the stuff that they're trying to get you to do in CTA. This sounds like the questions that you're supposed to be trying to do in CTA when you don't really know what you're doing. That's what life looks like. That's what people are going to be paying you the big money for. That is what CTA is trying to teach you. Are you able to take a problem that you've never seen before, look at it and go, well, that's nasty. Okay, where do I begin? Whew, I'm going to have to break this thing down. I'm going to have to look at it and investigate it a little and think about it a little. And you know what? That looks a little familiar. Yeah, that looks like I've kind of seen that before. Let me put that over there. Let me try and solve the problem. CTA is trying to teach you how to solve problems, how to be a professional. But you're still studying as though you're going to be paid to be the bookkeeper, to be the person who does the calculations. You're studying as though somehow in the real world you're going to be expected to remember details and section numbers and case law. That's not it. It's not it. It's not what you're going to be paid for. So when you're studying and when you're going through all your theory and you're wondering and you're kind of going, but I don't understand this, ask yourself what companies are going to be paying you to do. They're going to pay you if you can solve problems that no one else can. That is what you're doing in CTA. So when you come to me and you say, but Yvonne, I've never seen a problem like that before, welcome to the real world, my friend. There is no such thing as a suggested solution in the real world. What we're trying to train you to do is to break something down, to break a problem down and come up with something. That's what you're trying to do. So when you get upset about how CTA works, when you get upset about the fact that you can't cover all the theory because you want to be able to sprout all the text, think about the real world and why someone's going to be paying you a lot of money. And it's not because you're good at calculations and remembering detail. That's not what the real world is about. Think about it.